My friend Kirsten Tibballs, the queen of chocolate, pastry and cakes, is here. What are you making me today?
This is a delicious one. It's a caramel pecan cake. You're going to love it.
Yes, I love your cakes.
Now, will you make the cake part?
Sure can, yes.
It's a really simple, basic cake. We're going to put the butter, brown sugar and caster sugar in the mixer until we make it light and creamy. Then we're going to add the eggs in. Now, the eggs, I filled that bowl previously with some hot water to warm the eggs. Then your cake batter is less likely to split. When you're making cakes, you don't want anything too cold, so butter at room temperature. Eggs, warm them up a little bit to body temperature.
All right, I'm going to pop the lid on and cream that.
I'm going to zest for you. I'm going to use some zest as well.
Okay.
This is sort of a warm, wintry sort of dessert, if you like.
Yum.
So you can serve it with cream or ice cream or have it as afternoon tea.
Let's face it, in spring or summer, I'm still going to be making this cake. All right, let's have a look at this. Ooh, nice and creamed.
That's very fast.
I know. And orange zest goes in.
Orange zest goes in now.
In it goes. Some cinnamon.
Pinch of cinnamon, just a touch, and then eggs next.
Okay, so we'll do one at a time, I'm assuming. I've learnt off you. This is how you make
That
bright
is true.
cake.
I'm glad you picked that up. If you add them too quickly, you can actually split the batter. So add one at a time, mix it in between before you add the next one.
Okay. Okay, Kirst, last egg is going in.
Fantastic. Now we can alternate the flour and the milk, and I'm going to start on the caramel. So I have some cream that I'm going to add, so I'm going to pour this into the saucepan.
Is this one of those cakes that we're going to flip at the end?
It is, and get a little bit of that caramel ooze.
Oh, yes. Oh, I like the sound of that.
I've got some sea salt that I'm going to place in. Some honey, 3 tablespoons of the honey. Honey's going to add a beautiful flavour, but what it's also going to do, it keeps the caramel moist for longer, so the caramel's not going to dry out. Then I've got vanilla, and I'm going to bring these ingredients to a boil. It's important when you're making caramel that the cream mixture is as hot as possible. We're going to use that to stop the sugar cooking. Glucose into the cream, and Juzzy, if you can grab the zest and put it in.
Sure can.
So glucose is going to stop the sugar once we melt it and caramelise it, recrystallising. You know, sometimes it goes grainy like crystallised honey.
Yes.
The glucose will help to stop that.
It's like that wonder ingredient that you should have in your pantry for things like this.
Whenever you have caramel, you should have glucose.
Yep. Okay. Nice one.
Caramelise the sugar. Now, if you're a little bit nervous, do this in parts. Caramelise one part, then add a little bit more sugar. But if you're confident like me, pour it all in.
She's very confident. And I'm confident that this cake batter is ready. Let's have a look. Kirst, you happy with that?
You should be a pastry chef.
Oh, maybe, maybe. All right, we'll wait for that to melt down, become golden, and then we can bring this together. Looking good.
Turn that off.
Yep.
Now, this is the part where you have to be a little bit careful because it is going to create a little bit of steam.
Oh. And you do want to make sure you've got the right pot. If that was in a small pot, it would have gone everywhere. Very nice. Oh, I can smell that Manuka honey in there. Fantastic.
It's good. You can use any honey though, but that Manuka comes out beautifully.
Yes.
Pour this in.
Oh, the theatre, the theatre.
And that looks like a lot of caramel, but the cake will absorb some of it. Juzzy, do you mind putting those pecan nuts in there for me?
Can do. Just scatter them everywhere.
Yeah.
And don't touch that caramel. It is piping hot.
These are raw pecan nuts, but you can replace them with a similar sized nuts, like walnuts if you wanted to, for example, but don't roast them first because they will roast during the baking process. You've done that before. Look at you. Oh, maybe not. Cake batter goes directly on top. Have your oven ready, preheated at 170 degrees Celsius for a fan-forced oven. And this is going to bake for 50 to 60 minutes.
beautiful.
It's beautiful. Now you need to let it sit for about 5 minutes.
And you don't want to cool it completely, do you?
No, because then it'll stick in the tin.
Okay.
Place that on top.
I'm glad I'm not doing this bit. Turn it with confidence.
With confidence, the big reveal, a little bit of a jiggle. There we go.
Wow. Wow, that caramel is sensational. I love how it's almost like the glue to all the pecan nuts there. A fantastic pecan cake, delicious.
It is so divine. You may not want to share it.